What do you get when you cross human DNA with sheep DNA?
I don't know.
You get kicked out the petting zoo. Get lost on air. Whoa.
Hey.
Hey. Welcome back.
Getting kicked out of petting zoo.
We can all relate to that.
Oh, I get it now. As in like sperm.
Yeah,
is that right? Is that right? No, I thought you were splicing. I don't know. Like I thought you were just like take an injection. I was like, that's quite a niche joke. It makes a lot more sense now. It makes a lot more sense. I'm with you.
You thought I meant go in there and take a blood sample from a sheep and a blood sample from a human and just do a science experiment in the petting zoo.
I was imagining you with a pair of goggles on and a big white lab coat. It's like you brought your pocket microscope out to check the cells and see
crazy
how they merge.
hair, got Albert Einstein moustache. Typical scientist man. No, I was just talking about shagging a sheep like the Welsh.
Should have figured. I should have figured.
You should have known. You should have known.
I should just assume it's sexual, and 50% of the time it will be.
Yeah. Because that's all we know.
At the end of Sapiens, you know the book that I brought up a couple of weeks ago?
Yes.
They talk about how in the future we should be able to splice DNA, right?
Right.
And that like the richer echelons of society are going to be able to like genetically choose their children. So like you could be like, it's like Sims essentially. So you can fucking like, it's like a character loading screen where you build your character up before you take like a RPG game. Yeah. And you choose like its strengths and weaknesses and shit. Apparently it's gonna be like that. That's just I think it's just a theory at the moment, but like they say that like that's quite a possibility.
Do you know what? I was just thinking like, oh my god, that'd be so cool because then you could like choose their outfits and stuff as well. And I was like, that's something we could do anyway.
Jesus Christ!
Like, whoa, we can actually choose what we wear. How mad!
My mum's been picking out my wardrobe for 23 years.
I stopped wearing clothes years ago because my mum refused to dress me.
So it's going to be strange though because all the rich kids will obviously give their children like really high IQ, like real athletic ability.
Yeah.
So,
will there still be like idiot stoners around, or will that be something that just gets completely thrown away?
You imagine like the proclivity towards drug taking gene is just removed, and like your kid just like sees weed, just like no, it's not for me. Yeah, it's not for me. No.
What sort of traits would you get rid of if you were to have a kid now and you could like genetically modify it? What would you keep and what would you get rid of? Would you go
from yourself? From myself?
Yeah, I suppose.
It's a deep question, bro. That's a deep question.
Right. So if you were building your ideal child now, not from yourself, because that is a bit too deep. I think.
I was gonna say, bro. We're literally about 3 minutes in.
No, yeah, okay. If you were building your ideal child, and all the stat bars are all the same on looks, personality, looks. Fucking intelligence, bravery, loyalty, all those sort of things.
Yeah.
What would your ideal child look like?
You're kind of asking me to summon my inner Hitler here.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing. It's like if you could create your own supreme Nazi race, what would it look like?
Just the one person, though. You don't need a whole race. You just need the one person that you think would be exactly what you would want in your child.
Like what sort of mental attributes and physical attributes? Like, let's go like top 3.
What would you get rid of?
Top 3. What do I think are the top 3 most important characteristics in a human being?
Oh.
Is essentially what you're asking.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's correct.
Well, I think we can safely say that he'd have a massive schlong. And then I think that kind of goes without...
Are you projecting?
Just because I know that I don't, and I know how much like the suffering is. No,
don't want him to go through that.
Yeah, bro.
Poor kid.
It's a painful existence.
So I like how you've instantly gone for the ideal human is a bloke.
Well, yeah, obviously. Sorry, I've got to stop with the misogyny jokes. Can't say that. But I don't know. I think like curiosity.
Curiosity.
Yeah, I think that's something I admire in people.
Oh, like, I wouldn't have even thought that.
Like, but people are like curious about shit and like how the world works around them, and like just interested in like random stuff, and they just ask questions and shit.
Yeah.
And like they come out with like quirky thoughts. Like I'm always interested in people who like have like their own unique take on shit. So I'd want my kid to be like that, like 100%.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, and not just follow other people's ideas.
Yeah. Like you'd end up being a poet or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah. That's a good one. What about like physical attributes?
That's a tough one. Probably blue eyes, blonde hair.
with a German accent.
6 foot and over.
Yep.
Loves to wear SS uniforms.
And hates Jewish people.
I don't know. For a guy, I presume I don't know why I've gone for a boy, but like, say it's a boy. I think height is good.
Height, yeah.
I don't know. A strong jaw's always good. Strong jaw, maybe. Maybe that. Maybe a strong jaw.
Yeah, I'm sort of like...
Yeah, have I got a strong jaw? Yeah.
The thing is, I look at these videos, these podcasts, and I have a strong jaw for like 25% of them, and then my face like molds. I've got such like a clay face that it seems to mold into different shapes throughout the podcast.
like that fucking Ben 10 machine. You know, like not Ben 10 machine. You know the alien of Ben 10 that he like can transform into like any shape.
I never watched Ben 10.
You didn't watch Ben 10, bro? There was this one like little alien dude, and he it was like a puddle of like electrons or some shit. Fuck those. And he could just like emerge into technology and like turn into different shapes. It was crazy.
Yeah, I'll be like that. But like I'll look at it and I'll think, oh god, I look quite good in that one shot, and then 5 seconds later my face will completely mold into a completely different human, and it disturbs me really, because that's clearly what other people see when they look at me when I'm talking.
Yeah, bro, maybe you got like multiple personalities and just or just hijacking one
like Schmeagol
as you go through. Got Charlie, Charlotta,
and Dave.
And old Dave.
And you know, Dave in the background.
Dave, he's a bit of a tosser. Voted leave. Brexit boy.
Brexit boy. I've got a question for you. Well, it's more like a test. It's a psychopath test. It's very simple. I'm going to ask you. I'm going to read you like a scenario thing, and you've got to give me your answer at the end.
Okay.
Right. So there's this girl, right, and she's at her mother's funeral because her mother's died, and she's really, really sad about it, and she's like, crying to her brother and sister who are also at the funeral, absolutely devastated. But she meets a guy at the funeral. There's a guy there who she instantly falls in love with, love at first sight, you could say, and she says, or she's just thinking, can't stop thinking about this bloke that she's seen. And over the next couple of weeks, that's all she thinks about is this guy that she saw at that funeral. So about a month goes by, and this girl kills her sister. Right? Why would she kill her sister?
I've just got to guess.
Yeah, like what would be a reason for her to kill her sister?
Sister's been shagging the bloke.
Oh. So it turns out you're not a psychopath. Yes. Well done.
Love to see it. You love to see it.
Yes. So the way the psychopath's answer, apparently, which is, I won't lie, it is what I chose because I thought it's the only logical thing, is that she's killed her sister so she can see the guy again, because he's obviously like a family friend because he showed up to the mum's funeral. So she's killed her sister so that then she could see this bloke again.
What is that? Why would that mean that? Like, why would your sister be stopping you from... Why was this?
No, it's so that you can go to the funeral of your sister and then he would show up again.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Bro, that's dark. Yeah, that's dark as hell. Yeah, no, I can see why that's a psychopath test. Jesus.
Yeah, this is dark.
That was your first thought. That was your first thought.
Yeah, because I thought that links, because otherwise the funeral's got fucking nothing to do with it. You know? Like, that's just a complete opposite, like, just a throwaway comment that they met at a funeral.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
So I thought, that's just obvious. It must be that.
It might just be bad storytelling, though.
It could be bad storytelling.
When people just start like chucking in random facts that aren't relevant.
Yeah, she went to her mum's funeral and then afterwards she did go and get some petrol on the way home.
Yeah.
Just
the
throw
mum was
in all these
actually
red
Mexican as well. Like. You know, you just chuck that race in there just because you're just so...
And the bloke was under 6 foot, if that matters. Just throw in all these different details that just don't add to the story at all.
So yeah, I think you might be a psychopath, brother, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I might be. Oh well.
That's quite a good test. I'm going to try that out.
Yeah, you should ask a load of people. Oh, by the way, I tried that... This is something that we spoke about off camera, but I just want to tell you now. Right. The TikTok trend of trying to squeeze an egg with your hands. Yeah. I tried it and I can't do it. You can't break an egg in your hands.
I can't do it either. It's like basically, I think basically what the trend is that you get an egg, you put it between your two palms, and then you push as hard as you can, like inwards on the egg to try to crush it.
Yeah, without locking your fingers, and your hands have to be like the same level up and down, and then apparently the egg doesn't break.
And it doesn't.
Although
I gave it to my mate Scott, and like he's clearly a bit stronger than I am, because he fucking got the egg like immediately.
Oh dear!
Egg goes flying all over him, all over the TV. That's up to you, brother. You know, you can ground to stand on either.
Fucking hell.
But yeah, I think it's fucking difficult, to be honest.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of like TikTok like trends, like I saw this really weird TikTok. You can tell we've been spending loads of time on TikTok.
That's all I do at the moment. All my free time is just spent on TikTok.
It's too good. It's actually too good. But I saw this TikTok. It was like talking about, you know, the personalized ads that you get. Where these companies mine all your data and then try to figure out who you are based off what you've searched and everything.
Yes.
There's actually a website that you can type in the search bar which shows you the assumptions that Google makes of you.
Really?
Right? So like all the assumptions, which is what it tailors your ads based on. So like...
Yeah.
And so it's called... The website is ads settings, all one word, obviously because it's a website, .google.com.
Ads settings.
ADS settings.google.com.
Right.
Have you used it? There, I've used it, and it gave me a comprehensive list of me.
Oh my god, mine are all on here. So it says that I'm 18 to 24 years old. True.
Surprised it didn't say 4.
So am I, actually. Octopus energy? What the fuck does that mean? I've got octopus energy.
Bro, that's some astrology shit.
Yeah, you radiate octopus energy. Looks like you've got fucking 8 legs.
You floaty motherfucker.
There's a lot on here though, but all of it is very generic.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just like an all-rounder.
It has a few interesting things. It was like single, likes to go camping, enjoys hiking, likes music, likes specific trading, likes trading like cryptocurrencies and shit like that.
Oh yeah, mine don't say that. Mine absolutely doesn't say that. Mine says superhero films, theme parks, Xbox, digital design.
And so basically what it does, it just compiles all the interest based off all the data it's mined from your search histories and all the cookies that you've accepted.
Yeah. Oh, mine says single. How does it know?
I don't know, mate. I don't know. But it's crazy. It's crazy what you can find out. Like, the amount that these companies know about you is nuts. Like, I remember reading about, I think it was Walmart. I read a book on, I think it was their data analyst talking about his time working there.
Yeah.
And based on people's shopping habits, he could tell, like, loads about the person, like if they were pregnant, if they've got a baby on the way, which is obviously the same thing. But, like, fuck's sake. But, like, if they got, like, a marriage coming up, if they've just had a divorce, if, like, all these big moments in life, they can roughly guess how old they are just off their shopping habits. So when they get, like, the coupons and the club cards, they can register what your shopping habits are. And not only that, they can tailor coupons to you.
What the hell?
So, like, Tesco's can, like, personalize your coupons based on what you usually buy and, like, what they think you'd like.
It's weird. It's kind of scary how much people know about you, innit?
Yeah.
How much people can find out about you.
Yeah, just based off your shopping habits.
Yeah, it's fucking weird. I don't understand how it knows that I'm single. Do you reckon it's just because we watch too much porn? And they're like, this guy, there's no way this guy's getting any.
Spent 3 hours on porn today. Although he's got a very undesirable girlfriend.
Yeah.
Or he's single.
I'd like to go back to a time when there wasn't any like internet or technology. So go back to like the 80s when there wasn't there was obviously technology, but like there wasn't anywhere near what we've got now. And live there for like a week. And see, you'd have to force yourself to be really outgoing and speak to people, because now if you want to speak to someone, you just drop them a message. You don't have to say anything in real life, and you don't have to be in a certain mood to talk to them or anything. I think you'd have to be way more confident.
Yeah,
I feel like
you would also have to use Google Maps. I mean, you wouldn't be able to use Google Maps even.
Yeah,
which would be fucked. But it's a good point. Like, I don't know. I think you still got introverts back then though. Like, people who just didn't go out and talk to people. Like,
but it'd be even harder for them then, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you got serious fucking issues then. Like, you can't just keep up with your family like by. Oh, you can still call
checking
them,
their Facebook. You don't know what's going on in your family's life because they don't have a Facebook account. Weird.
Yeah, you've actually got to talk to them and like send emails and letters and shit.
But then I suppose it's easier to cut the bullshit out of your life that you don't need to know about. Like, at the moment, we're all just keeping in touch with people that we don't really care about just because we feel like we should. But back then, it's like, well, I haven't seen them in 5 months, so they're out of my life completely now. I don't have to even think about them or worry about them.
You don't feel guilty. Like, you don't feel guilty next time you see him and you haven't like popped up to him.
Yeah, because at the moment you do. You feel like if you haven't spoken to someone in a certain amount of time, you have to make an excuse as to why you haven't spoken to them.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, because it's so easy.
Yeah, it's so easy to keep in touch, and we just don't.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, oh, does that reflect on us as people? But I honestly think like that's just like how things should be a bit, you know. I remember someone said to me, actually, they were like, it was easy to cheat back in like the 70s and 80s But now you just couldn't cheat on someone just because they'd be on your Facebook.
That's true. Yeah, you can't get away with anything. Like,
no,
you wouldn't be. I don't know how you wouldn't be able to get like serial killers now. I don't think, because that must be so much more difficult to get away with.
Yeah,
because there's cameras fucking everywhere.
Everyone's so connected. Like,
yeah,
that's a good point. Because you'd have so many people just randomly filming shit, and you'd have to have like people in it. I wonder if you get cases like that, like court cases where you've just got like someone's realised, oh shit, I've accidentally recorded a stabbing.
Oh my god.
Or a murder. Like, I've seen this man walk into the hotel at this time, which is when they were looking for him. God. And they just happened to have like the killer just on the back of them, like doing a bunny face. You know what I mean? They've got, oh shit, like...
He walks past them and he's also got, like, the dog filter on his face because he's picked up his face in the Snapchat.
He's just got, like, a pigeon on his head. Just
like Charles Manson has walked past and he's accidentally got the dog filter on his face as he goes.
And she's got, like meant to be, like, ranting about Trump. And he's like, oh, I've accidentally got this guy in my video. Saves it. Next thing you know, you've got criminal evidence.
Oh my god.
Like, the likelihood of that happening, I mean, it could do. It could.
Yeah. How do if someone dies on a cruise, what happens? Do they just like carry on and like chuck the body in like a room and be like, right, we'll sort that out when we dock? Because they're in the middle of the ocean.
You can't just stop, can you? Like, you can't just be like, well, we're gonna have to stop the boat, everyone. This is it now.
We'll chuck them overboard and carry on.
So just feed them to the dolphins.
Yeah. But what the fuck happens? Do they just have a room for dead bodies? Because old people go on cruises, don't they?
Yeah, mainly.
It's like an old people person. Old people holiday, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
because they can't deal with airplanes.
Yeah. So do they just have like are they just prepared and they're like, right, that's the dead man room, we'll chuck them in there until we get bored.
Like, they actually must do. They must do. Like, and can you imagine like how spooky that room would be?
Just a fuckload of dead people just staring up at you. I'd fuck with people if it was my job to put the bodies in there. I'd like position them in a way so that the next person who walks in gets really spooked out. Looks like all the dead bodies are like alive. That is psychopath behaviour.
Like, that'd be so good for the standing man challenge.
Yeah. Can you
imagine Black Beatles in the city?
God, that's fucked up. Maybe they just get a helicopter and fucking fly them off the boat. I don't know.
Yeah, potentially.
God.
Or like, people biting into like the hamburger. Oh, the meat's a bit gamey.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Found false teeth in mine.
I might actually look that up because that's a fucking good question.
Yeah, what the hell happens to these dead people? Is there just fucking... They might just chuck them overboard and feed them to the fishes.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well make some use, I guess. They have a morgue on board, apparently.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Fucking knew that's coming.
Okay, I didn't even consider it to be like a morgue. I just picture it like a closet that they chuck the dead bodies
like
in.
A wardrobe.
Yeah, they're like, oh, fucking chuck them in there. The maid comes along to get us fucking cleaning supplies. She's got pushed through a load of dead bodies to get to the mop.
The morgue is able to hold bodies of the deceased until the ship returns home or to another port.
God.
The ship cannot, however, keep a dead body on board indefinitely. Why the hell would it do that?
Why would you want to?
It's like, yeah, okay, we come for the body.
Actually, we locked him up.
He's ours now.
He's our mascot. Tie him to the front of the boat.
Next PR stunt. P&O Cruises. You see the man just like, I'm gonna jump, with someone behind him just holding him. Like.
God. SS Philip tie him to the front of the fucking boat like they have their mermaids on the front of pirate ship boats.
There's a couple of like flies just like coming around his head. You see the dolphins are particularly active on that at the front of the boat. Just like,
yeah. His skin slowly starts to rot away as the years go by.
Imagine.
God, this is fucked up.
this is a tangent. Really Jesus Christ. How do we get from fucking ad settings to that?
I don't know how that happened.
Jesus.
Oh well. I was so you know, like our whole lives we've been taught certain things. So like, oh, you gotta use mouthwash, gotta make sure you floss, gotta like just things that you're taught throughout your life that we all take as like, yeah, that's 100% true.
Yeah, you know? Yeah.
And there's certain things, like I don't use mouthwash anymore because I heard one person once say that it kills too much bacteria in your mouth and then it makes you get ill more.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. But the thing that I was thinking about the other day was like, I go my whole life believing something and then it only takes one person to tell me to argue against every other person in the world who has been telling me a certain thing. And I'll be like, oh, actually, no, you are right. Like,
yeah, bro. Like, that's I mean? Just like, I know what you mean. Like, it just goes to show how little grounding you had in the belief in the first place. You know what I mean? Like, that shit wasn't based off evidence presented to you. That was just, yeah, you should do this because I said so.
Yeah, but then it's funny because I don't even need evidence against it, really. I will just hear a counter argument and then go, oh, yeah, no, to be fair, Mate, I've been doing it wrong the whole time. But it's only one person who said it, who's arguing against like thousands and thousands of people who are arguing the other point.
It's so true. It's so true. I feel like that goes for most things. Like, if someone presents it in a way that makes it sound believable, I'll just believe it. Like, half the time. And, like, yeah.
It's like with eggs. I've been eating eggs for fucking my whole life. Like, not worrying about how many eggs I eat a day and everything. And then one person said to me, "Oh, you shouldn't eat more than 3 eggs a day because it's bad for your cholesterol." And then I just instantly went, right, I can't be doing that anymore because that's bad for my cholesterol. Even though throughout my whole life I've been fucking told that, yeah, eat eggs. Eggs are really good for you. And everybody has said, yeah, eat eggs. It just took one person to tell me, oh, you shouldn't eat too many eggs. And then I just switched my whole fucking lifestyle.
It's gonna be interesting. Like, how far would you go with that? If like someone was like, nah, the human race actually is a plague. You have to exterminate them.
Well, that people do get to that point, which is the scary thing. We're all so eager to believe anything we see or read. Yeah,
and that's how I suppose these kids that go shooting up like not primary schools, but like, you know what I mean, like schools in America.
Yeah.
Like those are real people.
Yeah.
Who like have just convinced themselves that the right thing to do for them is to just like shoot up a school. Like, they've convinced themselves.
What are you going to get out of doing that?
I don't know. They probably think they're doing like a good thing for society. Like,
I don't get like what the motivation is there. Do they go there to kill their bullies? Is that like the main goal, or is it just to fucking have a bit of shooting practice? I don't really understand. Yeah,
I think I'm not one of those kids, obviously, so I don't really know.
I think the reason I did it was that
yeah.
I had a BB gun and I thought, fuck it, we'll just upgrade. Get the AK out.
Fucking AR-15. Jeez. Right. Yeah, that's a fucking good question. It's a good question. Like, what is their motive?
Yeah. Or what do I think is going to happen?
It might just be revenge. I think a lot of it's just revenge as well. Because, like, a lot of them have diaries. I know the Columbine kids, one of them had a diary, and it was horrific. I remember reading it. It was like, you just got to see the inside of his mind, and it was just dark. But like,
Dear diary, I'm going to shoot the school.
Literally, it was like, it wasn't that explicit, but like that was kind of the assumption he was going off when he was like making the entries.
You can just see it throughout the pages as the years gone on. It's like, dear diary, went air rifle shooting today, had a really great time. And then 2 months later, dear diary, bought my first air rifles today, had a fucking brilliant time, gonna go shoot some pigeons. And then it just gets progressively worse and worse. Bro, like, oh, we should have seen this coming.
It does, you can see it. It's not as if like he just happens to have an air rifle and feels like shooting up the school that day. That shit is pre-planned.
It's planned,
pre-planned.
Christ, it's scary.
So you can see the build-up and like how his mentality is like slowly getting like closer to, I must kill like my fucking school.
God, that's fucking terrifying. Guns should just not be a public thing in society, I don't think.
Do you not reckon?
No, because England's done pretty well without it, unless you've got a reason like you go shooting or something.
Yeah.
In which case, like, we've got that in England where if you have a gun for shooting, you have to keep it locked in a safe in your house.
Yeah.
And like it's signed off by someone. I don't know the whole procedure, but yeah.
It's just a pain in the arse in England, isn't it? Really,
fucking,
just to try to get hold of a gun.
Yeah, exactly. But people in America just have them in their bedside table.
Mate, it's crazy. Actually, it's kind of crazy.
Fuck.
Like, you see, like, the problem in America though is the fact that they've already got the guns.
Yeah, that's the issue.
You know what I mean? Like you can't just take all the guns off them. There's too many guns.
Yeah.
And then, like, you've got the problem of the people who will still keep the guns despite the fact that it's illegal are the guys who don't want to have the guns.
Yes. And then they'll fight for their right to have the guns, causing more people to die. Yeah.
When you don't have any more guns because you gave all your guns away. So, which leaves like a bit of a problem.
Yeah, unless they just stopped selling them from now on, so that no more people can have guns.
Yeah. Well, I think they actually did a buyback in Australia because they had a shooting. It was like the 1990s.
Yeah.
And the government bought all the guns back off the people, made it illegal. But
I think I heard about that, and then they haven't had any gun crime or anything since, and it's been like
really successful.
Yeah.
But it's a much smaller population in Australia, and all the population is condensed to the coasts. So like they're all in one place. Otherwise, in America, the thing is just spread out. And can you imagine like a nationwide
Americans
operation?
are literally like a plague,
and they're like deeply like as deeply part of their culture as well. With the was it the Third Amendment? I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
One of the amendments. I don't know the amendments.
I don't know anything about American history, to be honest. Which is funny because Americans don't know anything about the rest of the world's history. Yeah. I saw a post on Instagram the other day that said it was like the people in the movie, we have to save the rest of the world from like the alien invasion, and then it said it was just like the rest of the world, and it just showed a picture of America and nothing else. Yeah, which is true because they don't mention any other countries in these sort of films.
It's facts. I think it was Snoop Dogg who saw Game of Thrones and thought it was a documentary.
Oh god! Well, you can't really blame him. He is blazed 24/7. Everything must feel so strange to him.
Yeah, there's facts. Like, can you imagine smoking that much a day? Like, no. I'll have a look how much he does smoke, because it's a crazy amount. It's like 20 grams or something.
Do you think he's got like his own personal assistant who's just there to roll his joints?
I swear I heard that he does.
Because he must have one on the go all the time.
Yeah. Because
it's Snoop Dogg. Do you think he likes it still, or do you think he's like, fuck's sake, this is my brand, I've got to just keep doing this now for the rest of my life?
He smokes 81 blunts a day. Bro, that's gotta be wrong.
Holy shit. 81 a day.
81 a day, bro. That guy is a maniac.
That is ridiculous. That is fucking insane.
How is he not a vegetable?
So how many is that? Over
and how is he so skinny as well?
Yeah, what the fuck? Although, would you not just lose your appetite by that point? So you'd have to smoke.
Bro, you'd lose your mind by that point.
Yeah, true. You'd have to smoke 3 an hour for the entire 24-hour period. So that's not including sleeping at all.
Mate, that's so... He's essentially smoking 6 an hour, isn't he, really?
Yeah.
Because you got to think, like, he's having dinner with his family. He's got to have a shower.
He's got shit to do.
Like, the guy had a whole rap career.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose you could probably smoke while doing that, to be fair.
Yeah, probably. But still, 6 an hour.
Yeah, that's one every 10 minutes.
Oh my god.
One every 10 minutes for like 40 years. Can you imagine?
That is incredible. Man deserves a medal just for that.
That's crazy.
That's so... Jesus Christ. God. I'm surprised he can still function.
So it's probably why he's so funny, though, isn't it?
Yeah, he is a funny guy.
Like, stoned people come up with the best thoughts.
True.
And the worst thoughts, to be fair.
I'd like to listen to a Snoop Dogg podcast.
Yeah, bro. Have you seen that video where you talk about the meerkats? The otters. He does like a wildlife documentary. And there's like a whole pack of otters.
Oh, no, I think I have. Yeah.
You've seen this, yeah? He's like, he tries to like narrate what's going on with the otters versus an alligator. It's honestly so fucking fun. I'm not gonna do a bit from it because I'd kill it, but it's
it's definitely worth watching. That bloke is so funny. It turns out he does have a podcast.
Oh really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think that's what this says, unless he just guest starred on one. God,
Yeah, I bet he's been on a few.
No, yeah, he's got one. It's called the GGN Podcast. Double G News Podcast. He's got 121 episodes out. Wow.
Jesus.
Oh, it ended in December of 2018 though. That's a shame.
That is a shame. What a guy. I might check that out actually.
Yeah, me too. I bet they're so fucking funny.
I'd love to see that. Cause I've saw him. I'd like to see him on Joe Rogan actually. That would be good.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know if that would suit him that well. Cause he got Wiz Khalifa on there.
Did he?
Yeah, he's had a few like rappers that have been quite good. Wiz Khalifa was good. He was talking about how he's like smokes all the time, and that helps him with his writing. And like a lot of these rappers get like their creativity from being stoned.
I don't think that would help me in any way. I don't think I could do anything. I don't think it would help me focus or give me any ideas. I'd just veg out.
Good point. I guess they just react differently. Like some of them don't. Like 21 Savage, he doesn't smoke because he says he just hates. He doesn't smoke. I don't think he drinks either because he just hates the feeling of like losing control.
Yeah, it's understandable.
Of his own body. So yeah, makes sense, man.
It is understandable. People in like show business seem to go one of two ways. They're either like total alcoholics and druggies, or they're like stone cold sober. It doesn't seem to be many people in the middle. Yeah, I get you. I'm trying to think of like who's like been a big druggie. I mean, obviously Charlie Sheen was massively into it. Yeah, Mick Jagger was. Pretty sure he was on heroin. Anymore, I know fucking Demi Lovato, wasn't it? Who was? Like, she was on heroin. She was on heroin, which is nuts. I actually saw this podcast. It was on Joe Rogan the other day. It was some guy who's like an advocate for legalizing drugs, and so he's got his doctorate. He's like a neuroscientist of some sort, and he was talking about legalizing drugs, and he said he used heroin recreationally. So like, and he'd do it before like big interviews. So like he'd have an interview the next day, and he'd take heroin on the day before just to kind of mellow him out a bit. Fucking hell. I was like, what the fuck? And he was like, yeah, like opioids aren't that bad. They've got like a really dreadful stigma around them. Like some of them, and if you mix them badly, you get serious bad results and you can die. But like if you use them safely, his argument was that they're actually okay to use. it fucks your body up though. Like the before and afters of heroin addicts.
Yeah, but that's addicts. You see, he says that his argument is that the addiction is down to more of a psychological thing that's a problem with the patient rather than problem with the user, rather than the problem with the drug. That like most people with a sound mentality would actually be okay on like heroin, like cocaine. Whatnot. That's his whole argument.
It's just dangerous, isn't it? Fucking
yeah.
Don't do heroin,
but I thought that was interesting because I've never heard someone come out and be like, "Yo, heroin isn't actually that bad."
No,
I do it on a chill basis and I'm fine. And I was like, "What the hell? Like that's crazy."
The thing. I always wonder how people even get into heroin because the only things you ever hear about it are the bad things. Like, it completely ruining people's lives, and I'm like, well, how do you get to that point where you're like, yeah, fuck it, ruin my life, fuck me up.
If I got nothing left, I might as well just do heroin. Yeah, that's crazy. Like, do you reckon like these heroin drug dealers kind of like see people like losing their job, like losing their kids in the divorce, having their house repossessed, and they start to make more and more conversation with them?
God, it's horrible.
You know when this like heroin drug dealer starts like talking to you a bit too much that your life has spiraled?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I should not be mixing with these people.
No, this is not a good sign. I've become a target.
Oh dear, fucking hell.
But yeah, I recommend that podcast. I can't. It was some doctor guy. It was like 10 Joe Rogans ago. It was Dr. Son, but like interesting bloke.
Might listen to it. Joe Rogan's so good at talking to people.
Mate, he's an absolute magician.
I don't know how he can. He probably isn't that interested in everyone he has on, but he just must pretend for certain guests.
Yeah.
And how the fuck can you be like that and be really good at having conversations like that with someone you don't know?
You can
and
tell
don't really
like
care about.
that he doesn't. The ones he doesn't care about, he doesn't ask as many questions. He starts to dominate the conversation.
Oh, does he?
So like he'll start talking more than the other person. Like if you catch him talking with like comedians and shit,
yeah,
usually he's not like that interested as if it's like a Jordan Peterson episode. With the Jordan Peterson episode, Joe Rogan will sit there in silence for like 20 minutes at a time while Jordan just goes off and starts talking.
Yeah.
He won't say a thing, and he'll just occasionally like ask a question and then let Jordan just go for another 20 minutes. But if you hear him talk to one of his fellow comedians, he'll tend to be the one that leads the conversation, talks about and starts bringing up like monkeys fighting and
that's
and LSD
Joe
and
Rogan
shit.
God, I feel like we should stop advertising other people's podcasts. All we do is talk about other people's shit. Let's listen to ours, everyone, please.
Yeah. Listen to us talk about other people.
We're just giving out free advertisements. This is bad.
That's fine, man. We're allowed to say like shit's interesting.
We're like just talking about. Oh, I listened to this other really good podcast the other day. We're just a recommendation channel. That's all we are.
Don't get paid for it.
No, we need to get our own shit. Get our own shit on lock.
Speaking of animals being fucking crazy, have you ever seen that video of the hippo crushing a watermelon that's yours?
I haven't. It looks fake. It looks like.
You reckon it's fake?
Well, no, I know it's not, but it looks fake because it's like, how the fuck can that even be the case? How can any animal just with ease crush a watermelon like that? Fucking just bang, and the watermelon goes everywhere.
It's insane, isn't it? But you can tell by the way it splits. It's a real watermelon, though.
Yeah, and
like.
It's just terrifying. Hippos are quite scary.
Mate, they are the scariest animal. I used to be terrified of those motherfuckers. Like,
I know you did.
Like, genuine fear of hippopotami. Like, because that's the thing with them. They're deceptive. You don't think they're going to be very dangerous animals until you realise that they are the most dangerous land animal. just because they're quick. Their defense stats are off the charts.
How good's their agility? Like, can they turn a corner quickly?
That's a good question.
Or are they like a ram where once they get going, they can't stop until they hit something?
Imagine like a hippo trying to do slalom.
Start training him like for the dog competition.
Bro, if they had like the hippo version of Crufts, I would watch that shit.
Yeah, me too.
I might say it'd be quite boring because they all look the same, but like, it would still be funny.
Don't be discriminative against our hippos.
You imagine the size.
The same. What was that?
Sorry to all the hippos out there.
Shout out hippos.
I apologise. My words were insensitive.
Yes.
Like you imagine like the size of the frisbee you'd need for a hippo.
They do have huge jaws, don't they?
You'd need like a...
They like unhinged so fucking wide. Like...
It'd have to be massive. You'd need like a parachute for it, you know?
Is their jaws, can they open them as easy as they can close them? Because I know that like alligators, once the jaw's closed, they don't have a very strong muscle to open it. They've got like the strongest force, like down force, but opening it, you can just hold their mouth shut.
Really? Or just like with your hands, you can just...
Yeah, you can just hold an alligator's mouth shut. Like
that's crazy. I heard that alligators are actually really timid.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard that they're actually like really fearful animals. So like in the old days, right? Back when before people had like technology and knew deeply about alligators, it was like back in the caveman times is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like with the alligators, it'd be such a rare occurrence that an alligator actually attacked a human that they wouldn't see it as like, the chances of an alligator. They wouldn't see it as like a probability. They'd see it as there was a reason. There was a reason why to get an alligator attack someone.
Yeah.
Like a deeper, meaningful reason. Like their ideas of like God and spirits and stuff. They'd be like, there's a bad spirit in this person, and the alligator came to eat it or stuff. Because it was such a rare
get rid of him.
occurrence.
He's a bad spirit. Fucking throw him to the alligators.
Well, they obviously don't know that the guy's a bad spirit until he's been eaten. You know what I mean?
Oh, what a shame.
Like,
I liked him.
Clearly something wrong with this fella. Or maybe there's something wrong with the alligator, I don't know. But like it's actually such a rare occurrence that they'd be surprised when the alligators attacked. Yeah, because usually the alligators would just leave them.
Mate, alligators, they're dinosaurs, aren't they? They're still about from like the dinosaur era.
Yeah.
And
crazy.
apparently, did you know that sharks have been on the earth longer than trees have?
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Fucking... So does that mean sharks have been around? That must mean sharks have been around longer than dinosaurs, because dinosaurs used to eat trees.
Yeah. Well, sharks are like, they kind of are a dinosaur, you know?
I suppose they are.
Same with
Like
lobsters. I think lobsters been around... I think it's 350 million years, lobsters.
Blimey, that's quite a while.
Yeah.
It's quite a while, isn't it?
It's quite a while. Yeah, it's not bad. It's good going.
But yeah.
Which is weird because, like, they're proper strange animals. You'd think you'd quite easily wipe out the lobster species, like, without much hassle.
Yeah, well, I mean, we eat them like this going out of fashion.
Man, they're so good. They're so tasty. You ever eaten a lobster?
I don't know if I have, actually.
Oh, it's crazy.
I had lobster ravioli once. That's fucking amazing.
Right, when you're like eating a lobster, it's a whole process, right? I went to this lobster restaurant in Ireland, and so you walk in and there's just a tank of like a bunch of lobsters in a tank, right?
Yeah.
And they ask you, so like, which one do you want? And so you point out your lobster. You try to pick the fattest lobster, and you're just like, I'll have him. Boy. And then next thing you know, they're like, okay, they usher you down to your seat. You go have a few drinks. You just chilling, talking. And then you start to hear like screaming.
Oh my God. Right.
And it's the lobster. Your lobster, you hear him screaming in the kitchen as they're cooking him.
Fucking hell.
And then he comes out on a plate just covered in butter, and they're like, enjoy.
That must be like, you feel really guilty eating it. That's such a guilty meal. You just
literally.
Heard him screaming for his life, and now you're about to eat it.
You've given it a name. You saw him with his friends. Like, you've heard him being tortured in a frying pan, and now you just for like, well, at least it tastes good, you know.
Yeah, you can have a bit more butter, please.
A bit more butter. Disguise the taste of tortured lobster.
Yeah, just disguise the taste of shame that I'm feeling right now. God,
it's crazy. It's crazy.
No, I've never had it.
It's an experience. It's a real experience.
I bet it is. Fucking hell. Well, on that note, let's do some songs.
Let's do it. Let's do some songs.
Let's talk about some music.
Right. So the mood for this week. Well, sorry, the mood for last week was cheering yourself up when you're not in a good mood.
Yeah, it was.
And you gave me a banger of a song. I don't know what it was or what it's called, but it was by Romeo, wasn't it?
Chromeo. It's called Old 45s.
Yeah, that was a tune.
It's a fucking hit.
Love the song.
It's a fucking hit.
So,
love that shit. It gets me in the right good mood. You gave me Dancing in the Moonlight.
I did, yeah.
Which is a fucking bop. That song is so good. It's such a white man's song. That's what everyone fucking just starts belting out in the club.
In like a little white suburban town.
Yeah. If there was fucking like a list of the top 5 songs that get white people absolutely raving, that's got to be on there.
Yeah.
Along with
that's got to be up there, absolutely.
Yeah, along with Africa and Mr. Brightside.
Jolene as well.
Jolene. Yeah. We got one more. What should we put in that last spot? Sweet Caroline.
Oh yeah, probably. I was gonna say Don't Stop Believing.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's got to be up there somewhere.
Oh, for sure. God, yeah. Well, the mood for this week then is coming home from school, getting ready to play COD with the boys.
Oh, I've got a good one this week.
What is your one?
Right. Tiny Temper, Pass Out.
Oh! God, that's such a 2000 song.
Hey, mate, that was the kind of music that was blaring at the time, wasn't it?
Yeah. I used to listen... that like whole era of music in the 2000s, like between 2008 and like 2012.
Yeah.
That was such a great era for music, I think. You had shit like Bruno Mars, Just the Way You Are. That's a great song.
Yeah, mate, Bruno Mars and Grenade as well.
Yeah, Grenade.
Mate, that was some big hits. Like, I almost went Katy Perry, E.T.
Oh.
Absolutely loved that shit.
Fucking hell.
Katy Perry was like absolutely smashing it back then.
She was. Firework. That was such a...
Back when she was on top of her game. She was like... That was prime Katy Perry years.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like 2010.
Yeah, until the videos came out of her singing on a concert, but with all the music removed, and she sounds so bad.
Oh, really?
She sounds so Jesus. Bad.
That's why like Beyonce lip syncing the national anthem because of videos like that.
Yeah,
I can't believe Beyonce did that. That's so funny. Ender. She's just like, imagine like lip syncing, yeah, and you know you're lip syncing. You're fooling like thousands of people in front of you who all believe that you're singing that, and you've actually got to do like the vocal cords of it, which is nuts.
Oh god, that's
like the expressions, like, you know, a big nose coming up, and you're not actually singing it. And you just got to be like.
They do it so convincingly as well, don't they? They're like.
Nothing is coming out.
Oh my god!
You must feel like such a con man. That's just crazy.
It is crazy.
So what do you recommend for me then, my boy?
Well, I was gonna go for a certain song, but now I feel like I've got to go for one that's more in that that time era because I'm in that sort of mood set right now.
Let's get
it. Let's go for I Got a Feeling by the Black Eyed Peas.
Oh wow, yeah, go on.
I got a feeling.
I got a feeling.
Let's listen to both of those. Here's Pass Out. Oh
man, those drums.
God, that was so nostalgic. I know this week I'm gonna be on like a 2010 binge now, listening to all these fucking songs.
You almost say Bender then.
Bender.
Man had to replace the word. Replace the word because he's trying to sound PC.
Well, Bender means getting drunk, doesn't it? And I'm like, I'm not going to be drinking anything.
Oh, fair. I thought you were ignoring it because of other connotations.
Oh, no. No. Right, here's Got a Feeling. Oh, my God, yes.
That's that whole easiest guitar riff ever.
Yeah. It's just two notes.
Everyone's like, what?
God, it's a tune. That album had Meet Me Halfway on it as well.
Yeah, mate, that was a huge album. That was a huge album. What was it called? It was called like The End, wasn't it?
The End, yeah. The
Amazing.
End. What was Boom Boom Pow.
Mate, there was one song on there. It was called Booty Call, I think.
Oh yeah.
And it was just sort of like that was one of the best songs on the album, easily.
Pump It Harder. Fuck, there's so many good songs on this album. I might be on a Black Eyed Peas binge.
Mate, that's not even their best album.
Really? Oh, it's
Funk. Yeah, that is their best album. Like,
where is the
it's
love?
Not even close. It's not even close, mate.
God, they were great.
They were huge. Absolutely massive.
Absolutely massive. Right then.
So the mood for next week is the taxis just showed up for your night out, but your drink isn't finished. In fact, you just poured a new one. You just poured a new drink. And the taxi's ready to take you to the club.
Oh, fucking hell.
Which leaves you in a bit of a predicament.
It does.
So I want you to give me a song that reflects that problem.
Just put it in a travel mug and carry on. Bring your vodka and coke in a travel mug.
God. I used to do that with vodka in a hip flask. Like,
yeah.
I used to buy like cocktails and spoons and have like a hip flask of vodka and just like top it up with vodka once I got in, just so I didn't have to buy more vodka, even though it's like free at spoons anyway.
Yeah, it's so funny being fucking such a skint teenager.
Well, I cycled to the fucking club like.
Oh my God. Okay, well then, let's do the questions game to round it off.
That's a good show. Okay, so do we do the questions game for this week's mood or the previous week's mood? Or the next week's mood?
Oh shit.
What did we do last week?
Last week we did one of us needed cheering up, so we did last week's mood.
Okay, so we do this week's mood.
Yeah.
Which was coming home. Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming home, so we'll be two lads in an online party.
Oh, okay.
It can't be sexist, racist, homophobic.
And that's all that happens on online parties.
It's just going to be silence between us now.
Yeah, the Xbox Boys chat is a fucking dangerous place to be.
It's a battlefield in more the way than one.
It fucking is. Okay.
Are you on?
What game are you going on?
Are you ready?
Can't you see? I'm ready.
Fuck's sake. How's your mum?
Why are you bringing her up?
Is she coming on as well?
Why would she have an Xbox?
Didn't you get her one?
Do you think I can afford that?
Would she like mine?
Do you think she'd be better than you?
Has she practiced?
Who's been training her?
How good is she at doing it?
What are we talking about?
Isn't this your mum?
Would you get off this conversation?
How was school?
How was school? How was school? Did you have a good day? How'd your homework in?
Oh my days, that didn't take much, did it?
Oh my god. God,
I thought we switch up the tempo a bit.
That's so funny. That's just, you wouldn't ask that in your Xbox party. So how was school, buddy?
But that's the sort of thing I would ask, though, is the truth.
Oh god, that's funny. Right, well done.
Thank you. I'm going to try and make this as awkward as possible, just like last week. We've had a lovely time recording this, haven't we?
Yes.